Well, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
It's almost noon in Montreal.
That's right.
Well, I feel like the introduction to you should come a little bit more in slides. I don't know if everybody's familiar with you, but I have to share a little bit about you. Obviously, you're going to have the opportunity to do that, but I've got just a couple things. So there's Anna right there, and so you're second generation, maybe even more than that. Your father was in the business, and there are, if I have my numbers right, 30 locations, of which you're partial owner in, I think 25 of them, and then 5 locations you're really the primary principal. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, and there's different variations of the business model and very successful business up there. But what always intrigued me at the start is that I'm really big on people that are a double threat. So your artistic accomplishments, let me just show the group your artistic accomplishments, because this just blew me away. You have won more damn awards than anybody I've ever met in the professional beauty industry. And I have to just apologize for not knowing what a unique talent you are globally. And I think this is important for the group to understand, because it's going to be a segue into her becoming the Hulk. So look at these awards that you've won internationally. And I know you're part of the Davines International Artistic Team, or you're the artistic team leader. I think we have some people on from Davines. Good morning, welcome, glad you joined us. So our conversation yesterday, oh, and by the way, here's some of your work, all right? And whoa, would you look at that location? It's downtown Montreal, is it?
That's right. Correct. It's not the whole building, right? It's those windows that you see. It's not the whole, I don't own that building. So it's the pure windows that you see that go around the corner. So it's not that whole building. As you can see, there are condominiums above us. So
listen,
I'll make it bigger than it is, because it's not.
I think any of us would just be happy with the storefront, for goodness sakes. It's stunning. So I have these notes from when we talked, and unfortunately, you just drove me crazy in information, but it was the latter part of the call, because in the beginning part of the call, I need to do a full interview of you to true justice of your career path and your contributions and all your passions. And, you know, you talked about your father moving over here, you got into business with your dad, and that's your legacy. You talked a lot about Canada, what's going on up in Canada. And we talked numbers, we talked all about that stuff, but that's not what really just blew me away. It's this whole story of becoming the Hulk. And so I'm going to.
I said that once, and now it's okay. I don't mind being labeled the Hulk.
Well, we'll drop the label. We'll call it super ego, superhero. So just.
Oh, yeah, I don't feel that way. But the way I connect, let's say, competition to the business side is I realized lately more than ever that when I used to compete live, or right before getting on stage and performing, or right before giving a class that is a little bit nerve-wracking, adrenaline kicks in, and that is my drug, and I perform really, really well. And before that, I'm a mess. At least I don't make people understand that, but I know that I'm a mess. And as soon as that kicks in, I can do it. I can move mountains. And I have felt that the COVID situation basically has had the same effect on me. All of a sudden, like in the last 4 or 5 months, I've become a little scared, I was a little panicked, and adrenaline kicked in, and it stayed with me for 4 or 5 months. And it's been working in a tremendously good way. The first thing I did is took care of my team, obviously, like all of you have. And then I think, you know, in Canada, we are really fortunate, and it's kind of easy, you know, when the government is being so generous with us. But there are businesses that are closing, so we have to stay on our toes. I'm of the mindset where I welcome failure. Failure has never failed me. Okay, so let me explain that. Setbacks, failure, give me a good kick in, can you say a kick in the butt? Can you say that?
You can say whatever you want on this call.
Okay. And it projects me to a different level, and I've always welcomed failure. I think it's a question of having the right mindset, the right attitude, to never make them think that we're in trouble. So one of the first things I did is I expanded Pure. So you saw the storefront, right? So we had those 3 windows, and I expanded 3 more windows on the side, on a road on the side that is, I want to call it a road, a street that is very particular, the best restaurants in Montreal, or right across the street from us. And the reason I expanded when nobody was expanding is because I felt the need to absolutely make all of my people work full-time and social distance ourselves and make our clients feel comfortable. And the reason I did that immediately was because as soon as we opened our internet lines, our email lines, the first day we had 2,000 emails asking for appointments. So I said, oh my goodness, where am I going to put all these people? So there was an empty local right next to ours, and I asked, right? And I heard, was it Michelle? I asked, can I get into that, I say local space, right? Excuse my English, sometimes it's a direct translation from French. So local means space. So that I took on that space for free. They gave it to me for free. All I had to do is make some minor changes, and now all of my staff was able to work full hours, socially distance themselves for the past 4 or 5 months. And the first week we went way above our numbers, record-breaking numbers. Our second week was a really good Christmas week. Our third week was like a regular Christmas week. And then the fourth week was a good week. And now we slowed down a little bit. But with that, 75% of our salaries are paid from the government. And the government is paying 75% of our rents. What? Right? So it's easy to be optimistic and feel powerful when that is happening. But with that, you need to know that we can be closed at a drop of a dime. And we had a really huge scare last week, as I spoke to you about. Mm-hmm. And even with that, I didn't make any of my staff members or any of our partners make that our downfall. We made that, okay, you need to be careful and we need to go forward. And this is the reason why protocol is still strictly in place. And I'm going to share that with you simply because we need to understand how easy it is for us to be hit on the head hard. My daughter, who is a co-manager of Pure, which is our main location, where we have approximately 75 staff members, she was tested positive for COVID. So do you think I had a bad week last week? I had a horrible, horrible week. My family all got tested and we're all negative. I immediately told my staff, and I was able to do so because I felt I had to, and they could tell because they know I can't lie. And basically, at least 80% of our staff got tested. They're all negative. And this is because my daughter doesn't have any direct contact with anybody because she's a manager. And what it did, because of the honesty and the transparency, people are working harder than ever. And they've been so incredibly supportive. They are focused. And basically they said, Anna, that's not going to, stop us. We're all fine. We're all healthy. And our numbers are better than ever. And what can I say? Again, we can be closed maybe next week. And if that happens, we're fine. Financially, we're great. We're doing well. And so are all of our other locations. So I don't know. I just wanted to share some good news and some bad news and some be careful news. And yeah.
You have a quote, and thank you for sharing all of this and your generosity. And I want to attribute this quote to you going forward. A failure has never failed me. Right?
Yeah.
That's really interesting. Yeah. It's sort of like Van said last week, we've heard this from other people, don't waste a good pandemic, you know?
Exactly.
Good pandemic. I'm going to
Well,
pull that one in, but it's not good. My point here is that you got to find an opportunity in everything. And you also, I feel like I'm a kindred spirit with you because you also shared this whole thing about positivity.
absolutely. Do you know, attitude is absolutely everything. If you have the right attitude and if you're positive, you could even be a lousy hairdresser. Not that I want my hairdressers to be lousy, but the right attitude and the pull up your sleeves and let's do this attitude will get there, will allow you to move mountains. And, you know, this aspect and this way of thinking has helped me tremendously in my career, in my artistic career. And it's doing 10 times that right now on the business side. And I can count, and I give that to my dad, who's my hero and my mentor, who's a brilliant businessman. Um, I don't know why, you know, I'm able to join those two forces and make them work for me, but they do. And it's really about, we can do this. Right now we have many salons that are shutting their doors, that are knocking on our doors. And even before taking them on, I try to help them. You know, I prefer that they stay open in their location rather than take them on. If that fails, then I will take them on. But I do my best to keep this industry healthy because other people's failures will absolutely not do us any good in any way. When I hear of a salon closing, it makes me sad, and I do everything that I can. You know, all of the people that have left Pure to open up their own salons, my babies basically, have called me during COVID times, and I've helped every single one of them, but not because I just felt like a mother hen, but for them to fail means that I did not coach them correctly. So it's on me. I don't want them to fail.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're up in Canada, we're watching the US closely because we cannot survive without you. You're our big brother. And whatever, you know, Canada can do, not that we can do much, you're so, you know, amazing and bigger than us, but you know, every time I hear of, you know, state closing down, it freaks me out. And, you know, we want everyone to do well. And I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to have you, with your permission, would you be willing to read the post that you made? You shared something that you wrote, which was extremely inspiring.
Oh,
And I thought I've actually got it on the screen. I'll pull it up for you, unless you have it in front of you. Do you
no,
want to?
go ahead, please.
So
Because
guys, what we're going to do is Anna is going to close. Before she closes, just let me give you, and you want to listen to this last part with Anna, just as we come into the end here, guys, remember, let's use the chat screen a little bit longer. We're going to end in just a minute here. Reminder, we got our 2 programs going on with Beauty Changes Lives. If you need help, reach out to us. This is not time to do it alone, whether it's on the operations side of the business, marketing, finance, whatever, we're here to support you. So closing thoughts as offered by the one and only Anna. So Anna, why don't you close us?
First of all, I want to say thank you because I really appreciate absolutely everything you all said. And I've been taking a lot of notes and I've been taking a lot of photos. Very, very helpful. And I'm going to be sharing all of the information that I keep getting every week with all of my partners. So I'm very appreciative. And you want me to read something that I cannot see? I know I wrote it.
You know what? I'll put it up on the screen. This is something that you posted to your community. And let me just...
It was on Facebook a few weeks ago, and then Salon Magazine Canada picked it up, and it was, I was fortunate enough to be nominated for an award coming up, and it's the IHA Awards, the International Hairdressing Awards. And basically, right after that, I was so overwhelmed and blown away by this. And I wrote this on Facebook, and then it was picked up, and it's going to appear on Salon Magazine Canada soon. So the beautiful statuette, IHA Award, International Hairdressing Awards, are all similar award symbols, Naha, Contessa, etc. Something to strive for. Why? Why compete? Because it is about the journey and what the journey brings to you and to everyone involved around you while prepping and preparing for your collection. One is enriched by the intense research. One is enriched by the never-ending practice to strive for perfection or for the ultimate aesthetic vision that you wish to portray. Winning is only the cherry on the sundae. The real value is all that is involved prior to finalizing a collection to be presented for any competition. This is true for any discipline, any medal, any final reward, or whatever your dream may be. All who say that it isn't important, I respect your opinion, but please support or respect your colleagues who have been forever changed because of the desire to better themselves. I've been maybe overly blessed. It's making me emotional throughout my career, but I've also experienced the agony of defeat, and I've learned to welcome and embrace it, because those setbacks have only made me work harder the next time. Even with those setbacks, if you want to call them that, no one can take away the amazing work you have created while striving for that statuette. For me, the ultimate high. Good luck to all. You are my inspiration.
Well, I have no words other than thank you after that. So what, I was very moved by that. So. All right, well, pull myself together. I think one of the things we all know about Tom is he's not afraid to get a little choked up, but my gosh, Anna, you're just so awesome. And what a great inspiration for us. You know, we talk about hope and action and you're living it. So I love it. So